And we are back. Thanks for staying with us. Okay, interesting conversations happening online. So first off, I think the Nigeria-Libya issue sort of spoke to our attention, but I guess you guys already spoke about that yesterday.
Michael,
there are quite a couple of things that I wanted to say, but I guess I'll just save it for the online community.
Indeed.
Right, because to be honest, I really wanted to make some very controversial remarks in that regard. But hey, that's not what we're talking about right now.
Of course
Right. It's breakfast television. We bring you cheer.
Well, I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if this is a really cheerful conversation, but
Right.
let me ask myself some questions.
What question?
First
off, let's establish what the gist is.
Yeah, so I actually think if I ask this question of you, you'll be able to sort of connect with it a bit more. Have you ever had a job opportunity that you thought you wouldn't take just because your partner might not feel comfortable with it? Now, comfortable not because maybe you're doing something negative or illegal, but maybe because you're earning a lot more money? Have you ever had that situation before?
Okay, so maybe let's piggyback a bit on, you know, the topic or the gist that sort of, you know, spurred the conversation. So online yesterday, Twitter, X. Well, I like to call it Twitter anyways, even though we've evolved right into X. But hey, so this person posted, my friend got engaged in May this year, and their traditional wedding was meant to be in November. That's next month. She called me yesterday in tears to tell me the engagement has been called off. Why? She got a new job last month, and the salary is so huge, she will earn 3 times more than the man she's getting married to. He was uncomfortable with it and asked her to reject the engagement.
Oh, reject the offer?
Yes, sorry, reject the offer.
Yeah,
apologies, right. So he gave her quite, you know, time to think about it.
Wow.
If not, well, engagement has been called off. And, well, we can't believe this is still happening in 2024. But, right, it is happening.
So that's why I go back to that question then. Has there ever been a job that you like see it and you're like, oh man, that's the job for me?
You know, but now that I go through, I'm reading through this again, you know, it actually doesn't resonate with me, but I know a friend, not a friend, someone I know, right? She had to reject an offer. It was, as a matter of fact, it was even an international job.
Wow, okay.
Right, because first, her husband said, no, you're going to be away from the kids.
Okay.
I don't want you away from the kids. I don't want you away from the family.
Okay.
You have to be here with us. Right. And in my head, I'm like, you live an I kept on asking her a couple of questions. As a matter of fact, I kept on looking at her like she was an alien. It felt really, really, really weird.
It probably has a lot to do with what you consider more important.
I agree with you.
More of a priority,
I agree with you.
You know, because there were questions about even my work. You know, at a point I was traveling. Yes, I'm talking about media, broadcasting. Okay. This was before we had kids. The question was, okay, will I have enough time to be with them? Will I have enough time to actually give them the guidance they need? This is not really about feeding and even security now. This is just, are you there?
Mother presence.
So that is in question, but is it a deal breaker? Is it a deal breaker? That's my question. If, for instance, when an international media company calls me now, you know the ones I'm talking about, the ones with 3 letters, you know, there's like 2 of them. But I'm just saying,
just say no?
If, for instance, no, it's not about saying no. The consideration isn't about your man. It's about you.
Yeah.
It's about your choice. So that's where I'm going with this.
I don't think it's about her now. I think it's about her partner in this context.
Yeah.
The question is on the crux of the matter, or the focus of the conversation is on the partner. I mean, in this case, she already took the job, and he called off the engagement because she took the job. So you can already tell that his insecurities are wailing and screaming out there.
Anyways, what I have to say concerning this is, the truth is, I don't know, as much as a lot of people will say, I think as you said earlier, it depends on what's priority to you. That's the situation. So just answering the question you asked, generally, of, okay, would you consider not taking a job because of your partner? I would actually consider that. The reason being that you being married to somebody literally is a situation where two have become one, in my understanding and from where I'm from. Do you understand? And whatever job is being taken, either on the man's side or on the woman's side, should be a family conversation and then a decision that should be made. Do you understand? But I mean, now narrowing it down to this particular situation. For instance, now, a lady might decide to take a job. I mean, what if they had a prior conversation where, I mean, do you understand? Like, I believe there are goals in the family, and I believe they're still. I remember I was listening to Ibukun Awosika, and she was talking about how, she wanted to do her master's and everything. That's the point she got pregnant, and because of that, also she had to move it several years forward because she also had to. She wasn't just about anyone raising a kid. She had to give the birth to the kid and then take care of the kid to a certain level before going. Do you understand? So I believe there are certain conversations that should be taken as a team. Then, I mean, with regards to this particular situation, if it really was just about the money, the man does not like enjoyment.
Yeah, because...
That's what I have to say. Because I don't understand. How is more money in your family? So I just think it still depends on your idea of what marriage is.
Because,
I mean... as a partnership and as a union... and
that's where I was going, right.
To join, to raise your kids, to get your home, to set up yourselves. Why would more money be a problem?
Because the truth of the matter is,
actually making
I'd noticed recently that there's a certain narrative and there's a certain mindset, and there has to be a shift in that. It's now become a man versus woman. In the marriage situation, even generally as a society.
Which it shouldn't be.
It is become a man versus a woman. It's become a husband versus wife. In an institution called marriage, it shouldn't be that. It's a partnership.
It's a partnership.
We understand the roles. Everybody understands what your roles are. But when it comes, I feel like the family should come first when it comes to decision making.
So I mean, at this point,
there has to be communication. Also, there are certain conversations that I believe needs to be had even before that point or before it gets to that point where you both make that decision to become one. You need to have certain conversations so that you understand what your deal breakers are, understand what your insecurities are. Have those conversations. There are moments in that relationship where you have to be vulnerable to have those conversations.
I have to sort of
so that when you're faced with certain situations as such, you know how to handle it with wisdom.
I have to try and come from the man's angle now. This is a big effort in my part, really, to be honest. I try to think of what he was thinking when he thought, you know what, call off the engagement because of that job. I still feel like there are bigger issues.
Exactly.
I feel like it was about more than the job. And I saw in the comment section, this one's not from me, this one's from the comment section, are you sure the lady hadn't shown some signs before that keyed into the man's mind that, oh, this girl is like this without that much money, what would she be like with a certain amount of money? This is all from the comment section, not from me. This is all assumptions. Now, there's also the question of whether she's dodged a bullet, because if he's insecure about just a job, imagine if something else came up and they're not able to, sort it out. But then there are also strategies. I know a particular couple who the tables have never really been balanced throughout their marriage financially, but the woman has invested in his businesses, has become a shareholder in a lot of businesses her husband does because she's infused money into it.
Yeah, but people forget that it's this partnership that we talk about. It's a two-way street, right? I've heard cases where people would say where the breadwinner, which of course, even according to statistics, we have more female breadwinners now in a lot of families, especially in Nigeria.
But they're keeping quiet about it.
Exactly. There are a lot more women that are taking up responsibilities.
The breadwinner does not necessarily define the person that makes more money, though. In my opinion, like that's why in the end of everything, right? I think what I even appreciate the most is that the man knows what he wants. And he didn't keep quiet and cower, right? I feel more women should literally be stepping into that situation where they know what they want and they go for it. Because the truth is, it's even sad thinking of the fact that you marry someone you don't. It's like he doesn't hope better for her. Do you understand? You don't want her.
He wants her to be at a certain level.
You want her to literally keep shrinking.
Right.
So just imagine what that kind of pressure would have done for her in that marriage.
And the idea of marriage is you're meant to complement each other and perfect your imperfections and grow together. In that instance, well, but then again, at the end of the day, whatever works for you. I mean, whatever works for you. If family comes first for you, please reject the job offer. If you're fortunate to marry a partner who supports you in every ramification, I mean, you're lucky, because not everybody gets that opportunity.
As a man, you actually believe that your wife earning more than you makes you less of a man, then you should go and sit down with yourself.
But because, you know, it's also, because it's also a programming. So it has to do with the mindset I talked about earlier on. Because a lot of men have been wired to think that their wealth or their money defines
That's what I'm, and that's very,
so guys,
then,
you know this conversation can't end here. It's going to be a back and forth over and over if we keep going. But we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think she dodged a bullet? Do you think he had the right to, you know, hey, just call off the engagement if he wasn't comfortable? Let us know. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Right. We'll go on a quick break, people. The show continues shortly. Stay with us.
Yes.